Hello everyone, and welcome. Well, we're back. In the last video I did, I said that this spot had cleared out, and in the fall it's usually pretty easy to get back here. In the summer it's always full of campers. This time of year, most of the campers are gone. Hunting season is still here, which is why I'm wearing my orange hat, just to make it a little easier for me to be spotted. I do have an orange vest with me. When I'm on the campsite, I'll be wearing the hat. When I go collect wood, I'll throw the vest on, just as an extra precaution. I brought the hot tent. I'm thinking I'm gonna set it up here, because a lot of the wind is coming this way. So if I set the tent here with the doors that way, the tent should block the wind when I'm recording, hopefully. So now I'm gonna get the tent set up, and then we'll start getting ready for our overnight stay. Tent is up. Now I just got to get the stove and the cot set in. I only guide out basically the back half of the tent, because that's where the cot goes. So to maximize the space, I pulled the tent out a little bit away. And on the other side, it's the same thing. I pull it a little bit away. Maximizes my headspace when I'm on the cot. Also maximizes my headspace when I'm sitting in the chair. Tent is up, stove is in. We're pretty much ready for our evening. All we need now is firewood. Oh. There's somebody back there cutting firewood with a chainsaw. I can hear them. Oh well, that'll be annoying for a little while, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure they'll be quiet in the evening. So here's the top of a tree that broke off from somewhere up there. Don't know when, but it fell and it got jammed up here. It's dry. So it should make for pretty good firewood. I brought along the silky katana boy, hoping to make my wood cutting go a little bit faster. Now the big question is, can I get this thing down? Oh yeah. There's another piece back here. It's down, but it's up off the ground and there's no bark on it. Because there's no bark, it feels a lot drier. The rain probably just washed right around it, and it hasn't rained in a few days. It's been pretty nice. We should be okay with this. So between this and the other tree I found, I think we're going to be all right. Let me cut a piece of this and see. Okay, so I didn't realize it, but I was out of the camera vision. But it seems dry. I think it's going to work out just fine. So now we've got some firewood. There's a nice big broken stump here. I can lay that down and use that to cut my wood. So if I take this nice big broken stump and lay it down, I should now be able to prop up my logs cut them up with the saw. So now that I've got most of the wood cut up, I'm going to take this big broken stump and put it back where I found it. And I'm going to grab the smaller stump and start splitting some of this up. The wood's all cut up. I've got my fire laid ready. It's just after 3. I don't want to light the fire too early. It gets dark early, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time out here in the dark by the fire. I don't want to burn all my wood before the sun goes down. I'm going to have to light it at some point so that I can cook my meal while I can still kind of see. But for now, wood's all cut, tent is up, everything is set up. It's time to sit back and relax. At least for a few minutes. I'm having a collective logger. Oh, It's nice to take a few minutes just to kick back a little bit. So, something was brought to my attention today. The world is getting way too fast. And there's way too many people who are in a rush and all about themselves. It's me, 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 me. Doesn't matter what you need, it's me. Now, the reason I'm saying this is I was driving in here today, coming out nice and early. I was going to have tons of time to set up. And as I was coming down the highway headed this way, I come around a corner and there's a truck on the side of the road headed the other way with 3 women standing behind the truck, and I can see that one of them is trying to jack up the truck. Right away I noticed none of them was on their phone calling for help. So I drove past, and the first spot I found I could turn around, I spun around and I came back and I pulled over to see if they needed a hand. Well, I finished jacking the truck, but before I did, I loosened off all the lugs, got it up, changed the tire, put it back down for them again. But the spot where they were pulled over, there's a lot of stretches in that highway that the shoulders are very, very narrow, so there's not a lot of room to pull over. And of course, the tire they're trying to change is on the side of the highway. So basically, I was kneeling down in the road. Traffic was going by. Some of them would move over into the other lane and give me enough room. Some of them cut pretty close. And out of all of them, one slowed down and lowered his window to see if I needed a hand, and another stopped and came and actually gave me a hand. There must have been at least 40 vehicles go by. Out of 40, 2 stopped to see if I needed help. I don't know about you guys, but I remember when I was younger, if there was anybody on the side of the road, just about everybody at least slowed down to ask if you needed help. I just don't know where this world is going, where people are just too busy to stop and help. Now, I got her tire changed, but now I'm facing in the wrong direction. Shoulders are narrow. It's not easy to turn around. So I told the lady, there's a small little village just a few minutes up the road. I'm going to follow you up to there, just to make sure that your tire is tight and everything's okay. Well, they were so thankful. And all it took was to pull over and help change a tire. Gone are the days where pretty much everybody would stop and see if you needed a hand. Everybody's so busy with their own lives. Oh, I can't stop and help them. I got to get to here, or I got to get to there. A few extra minutes isn't going to kill you. When I left the house, I looked at the time and I was on par to pull in here at about 11:15, 11:20. In and around there. I stopped, I changed the tire, I followed them back to that little village, I turned around, I came back, and I pulled in here at maybe 10 after 12. I was less than an hour out of my way. Like, I lost, what, 40 minutes, 45 minutes in and around there. So, my tent is set up, my wood's all cut, and I'm sitting here relaxing. And I have to wait to light my fire because it's not dark enough yet. What did I lose out on? We gotta start helping each other, people. But that's enough about that. I'm gonna relax for a little while. It's starting to cool down. The sun's going down a little bit. There's a chill in the air now. So we're gonna light the fire soon because we're gonna have to let that burn down so that we can cook dinner. I think while I'm sitting here relaxing, where's my stick? Wait. I've got to carve up just a Y branch. I grabbed a long branch that I'm going to use to hang my pot over the fire to boil some water. So I need a stake that I can just stick in the ground and hold the branch so that it doesn't fall over. Stake at one end, drive it into the ground. Now I just got to go around the top here. Basically all I'm doing is taking away any edges. Just so that when I drive it into the ground, it won't split. And there we go. It's ready. I just can't use it until we start cooking. So I've got my fire lay all laid out. I gathered up some birch bark earlier, thinking I was going to do a ferro rod fire, but in behind the tent there's all these dried ferns, so I thought, why not put the ferns in the birch bark, add a bit more bark with the fern, and do a flint and steel fire. So now that that's all set up, I've got my charred cloth. I'm going to tear it just to create some finer fibers. Place it on a sharp edge of this quartz. Well, that was quick. It's already lit. Now we'll place this in our bundle. A bit more birch bark and some twigs. I've got some finer splits. Sun's starting to go down. It's going to be dark soon. So I gotta start cooking supper. First things first, we need some water. To make our rice. Tonight we're making Ben's original fine herb and wild rice. And then once it's just about ready, we've got a nice boneless rib grilling steak. So you saw me carve this earlier. Here's the plan. Drop the log. And I've got this nice long branch. So if I hang that over the fire, let's knock this fire down just a little bit. You can hang the pot. This steak I jam into the ground now. If I want to raise the pot, I just have to roll the log. For now, I want that pot fairly low. Once it comes to a boil, I could either roll the log back a bit, or I could always add some wood to raise it up off the fire. Okay, so now that the water and rice is boiling, I've raised it up quite a bit higher. I've moved the fire more towards this end. I've got my grill. I'm going to drop the grill over here. So that it's over these nice hot coals. This way, if I need more coals, I'll be able to keep the fire going here and pull more coals underneath when I need to. got my steak. I've got a little bit of olive oil. And the Montreal steak spice with garlic and a little bit of smoked paprika. Flip that over. The same on the other side. Now I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes, and I'll wait till the rice is just about done. Ooh, that's cold. Rice is almost done. So I'm gonna pull that off of here and let it rest and finish up there. Move this stick out of the way. Now I've got some nice hot coals. Let's get that steak going. That steak smells delicious. Now pull that off. Let that rest for a few minutes. Tell ya, after stopping to change a tire and getting here and setting up camp and cutting all that firewood, this is well deserved. Oh, that is nice. Perfectly done. Oh, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this. I'll bring you back in a little while. Dinner was delicious, but it's barely 6 o'clock and it's black out here. So I think for the rest of the night I'm just going to sit here by the fire, enjoy this heat, because now that the sun's gone down it's cooled down quite a bit. I didn't think to bring a thermometer, so I don't know exactly how cold it is. It's not supposed to be super cold, but I think it's going down to about the freezing mark tonight. Sitting by this fire, I'm perfectly fine. I've washed all the dishes. I put all the food and the scented stuff and everything in the car for the night. I'm going to sit back here, enjoy the heat from the fire, enjoy the beautiful night sky, and my last collective lager. A little bit later on, I'm going to light the stove, warm up the tent before I go to bed, get rid of all the dampness in there. And then sleep like a baby. Have a good night. I'll see you all in the morning. Morning, everyone. Oh, that smells good. I think I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds to cool a little. A great night last night. Sat by the fire for quite a while. Watched the flames, watched the stars. And then it started to get a little cooler on my backside, so I went into the tent, lit the stove in there. I do all my editing on my phone, so I sat for a while and edited part of this video. Get a little jump on things. Nice and quiet, relaxing. Stove right next to me, keeping me warm. It's a great evening. And I crawled into bed. Slept like a baby. I woke up about 2 o'clock. Got up, walked around a little bit, went to use the restroom, laid back down and out like a light again. I am a little closer to the highway, so the train woke me up this morning. There's a track running not far from here. Most times I tune it out and I barely hear it, but that one this morning, don't know what he was hauling, but it was heavy, because boy was he making noise. I think it's time for that all-important first sip. Oh. I've been drinking a lot of the Kicking Horse coffee when I come out here. The first one I tried was their Horsepower. It's a dark roast. It's really good. And then I tried the Grizzly Claw. I really enjoyed that one. Just finished that bag on my last trip. So this time I picked up a bag of kick-ass. So far, I think it kicks ass. Luckily, I like a strong coffee because it's got a strong aftertaste. It's good, but I think so far my favorite is still the Grizzly Claw. Oh. Came out of the tent this morning. The sun was trying to peek through the trees. Beautiful. Decided it's not too cold this morning. I'll light the fire out here, have my breakfast out here. Came out, got the fire going, went and got my gear and started filling the water and getting ready to boil the water, and these clouds rolled in, and it's just not as beautiful as it was this morning. It's still nice, but they are calling for rain this evening. But it wouldn't surprise me with the way these clouds are starting to roll in now. Wouldn't surprise me if we got it this afternoon instead. So I'm almost done with this first cup. And I'm going to finish this. Go put away the sleeping bag. Roll up the sleeping pad. Fold up the cot. And then come back. Have a bit more coffee. And then go in and take out the stove. Just kind of take my time. Do a little bit. Stop for coffee. Do a little bit. Stop for coffee. No big rush this morning. So I think I'm going to end things here. I want to thank you all for coming along. Always a pleasure having you with me. We always have a really good time. And I want to thank you for everything that you do. The views, the likes, the shares, the comments. I love the comments. Everything is appreciated, and it all helps to grow the channel. But now, I think it's time to go and put away a sleeping bag. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. When you do, there'll be a drop-down menu. In that menu, select all. That should let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.